Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome award-winning, multi-platinum country music icon and star of the upcoming Fox series Monarch, Trace Adkins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
The following is an All-Star 15 TV production.
Hello everybody and welcome to All-Star 15 TV. As you see everybody crashing at the end of practice, welcome to the Sim500 TranService Truck Series playoffs live from Talladega Superspeedway. We'll get to all those festivities of who's in the playoffs, who's out of the playoffs, how long we're going, and the tail of the tape momentarily. But before we do any of that, I gotta bring in the amazing Mike Campiggio.
AJ, how we doing? Glad to be back after we had our week off for Memorial Day weekend. I know some of us were in Indianapolis for the big race and stayed through a monster storm and got to see all 500 miles of that race, but here we are. It's a new week. The playoffs are beginning for Sim500, and I'm glad to be back in the booth for another playoff run with you.
I was gonna say, you said monsoon wrong.
It was like a monsoon to me. Pretty nasty.
We gonna get wet. But yeah, glad to be back. Hopefully everybody had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully you guys celebrated responsibly and didn't forget why we have that day off from work. It's not just for cookouts and alcohol bingement. But Mike, first race of the playoffs, and they're immediately going to Talladega Superspeedway. Oh boys, is this going to be fun tonight?
I mean, what a way to kick it off. I mean, start right off the gate, restrictor plate race, chaos. We all like chaos here on All-Star 15 TV.
You ain't kidding. Qualifying is underway, everybody. It's going to take them a while to start putting lap times down. But Mike, real fast, let's hit that tail of the tape.
Well, why don't we do that, AJ? Let's go back earlier this year. Race number 6 of the season was here at Talladega Superspeedway. The winner was Tommy Ryan, and Tommy started in third and led the most laps in that race with 20. Pole was won by Tyler Dalton. The race had 16 leaders for 46 lead changes, 3 cautions for 9 laps. We'll go back to the 2023 playoff race, which was won by Nelson Rivera, who started in 12th and led 1 lap. The pole was won by Tyler Dalton. Most laps led was Bobby Wetzel at 12. That race had 19 leaders for 43 lead changes with 5 cautions for 15 laps. We go back to 2022. The winner was Jimmy Coleman, who started in 28th and led 3 laps. The pole, once again, was Tyler Dalton. Most laps led was Brian Macklin at 21. That race had 13 leaders for 49 lead changes. That race went caution-free. How about them apples? And then finally, 2021, the winner was Danielle Falkingham, who started 23rd and led the most laps at 23. The pole was won by Tommy Ryan. That race had 11 leaders, 43 lead changes, and 4 cautions for 12 laps, AJ.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tail of the tape for this. Brian Macklin currently with a 54.85. They're going to be around 5 seconds faster a lap than they are from qualifying into race. But hey, Mike Kelly with a brand new looking truck. It's a good looking truck. Glad to have him back. But as qualifying underway, Mike, you see everybody doing the normal super speedway stuff. The first lap, chuck it out the window. You're up towards the wall, getting that truck up to speed, moving good. And then that second lap, you are basically on that yellow line throughout the whole lap. And even if you just come off of that yellow line just a tad, you might not get the pole, as Jorgensen goes P1 with a 54.81, with Jeff Ryan with P2. Second with Nelson Rivera, one of our playoff drivers here tonight. You're going to see everybody who is playoff eligible is going to be shown in a yellow tagline on the beautiful timing and scoring tower we have.
Can I say the Bill Weber line that he used to say?
Sure.
Your drivers who are in the playoffs are at the ticker on the left-hand side of the screen, but it wasn't. It was back in the day. It was the top, the yellow ticker at the top of the screen.
Yeah,
it was what he used to say.
I got you, fam. I understood the assignment. Big shout out to Justin Fuller for helping me get all the drivers their iRacing numbers so I can correctly get every driver. So shout out to him. Glenn Campbell, you saw, goes P15 with just about 15 seconds left in qualifying. Half the field is put down a lap. Jason Karlovich, I don't think is going to make it back. His first lap was disallowed.
That's going to be a no, AJ.
There it is. He isn't going to make it back. We're going to go into a quick warm-up. When we return, it'll be the starting lineup for round 1, the round of 16, race number 1 from Talladega Superspeedway. You're watching the Sim500 TranService Truck Series live on All-Star 15 TV.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, a little something different. I've never known this to be a thing where they're going to grid on the back straightaway of Talladega, but let's run through your starting lineup real fast. On pole, it's the 88 of Mark Jorgensen. Sitting outside pole, the driver, the number 3, Jeff Ryan. In row 2, you have Tyler Dalton and Mike Kelly. Row 3, Brian Macklin, John Swinehart. In row 4, you have Byron Daly and Sean Macklin. Row 5, Justin Fuller, Doy Woods. And Mike, take us to 20 real fast.
All right, we got in 11th place is Bobby Wetzel, and 12th is Nelson Rivera, and 13th is EJ O'Rourke, and 14th is Wesley Donaldson, and 15th is Glenn Campbell, and 16th is Robert Fieri, and 17th is Richard Suavely, and 18th is Pedro Mojica, and 19th is Chad Coleman, and rounding out your top 20 is Richard Beasley.
All right, everybody, it is time. Mike, who'd you pick?
Well, AJ, I went with Nelson Rivera, who won last year's playoff race in race number 1. That's who I went. Who did you go with?
Well, I tried to make it really nice and easy for myself, and I took the driver of the number 91, Wesley Donaldson.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I was clicking like 4 different buttons. This green flag is in the air. We are underway of the playoffs.
And as these folks watching at home tonight, if you think these trucks are sounding a little bit differently, you would be correct. They had an update here with the end of, I think it was at the end of Season 3 there, AJ, or is it the beginning of Season 3?
Beginning of Season 3 is we're already going to start going 3 wide. There goes that Mobile 1 Toyota. I think that's Brian Macklin.
So, folks at home, these trucks are going to sound a little bit more deeper than they normally would have in the past. So...
Yeah, they were going to go 3 wide, and it just stalled out, and now you see everybody moving back towards that middle lane. Swinehart stuck to that outside, looking for Doywoods.
And these guys are really not going to get up to speed, AJ, till we get about a lap into this thing. Once we hit the start-finish line here to go to lap number 2, we're finally going to be up to full song in these trucks.
And there they go, still side by side. We're going to see this all race long. But already moving positions. Jeff Ryan going backwards. Brian Macklin going forward.
And this is what I thought we were going to see, too. You're going to see the front half of this pack run 2 and 3 wide, and then you're going to see the second half of the pack run all single file toward the bottom of the racetrack.
Oh, I'm really curious. I wish I was able to sit down with some of our drivers in the series. They were very much getting prepared for tonight, so I really didn't want to bother them. But I'm curious on how these trucks are driving different, if they are at all.
Well, I know that would have been nice to have. Maybe we can ask the guys in our post-race interviews tonight too how they would feel the new aerodynamic maps on these trucks made a difference or not on a Superspeedway.
Well, and there are our points going into tonight's race. Justin Fuller plus 12, Brian Macklin with an extra 9 points, Sean Macklin 2006, Byron Daly 2003 for Tommy Ryan, Dalton, Karlovich, and Simley, and everybody else stuck at just 2000. We are going to cut, I think we're going to cut 8 drivers going into the next round.
Yes, so this, I was going to say, AJ, real quick, if you don't mind, this first round is 4 races total tonight, next week at Richmond, then Dover, then Chicagoland, and then it cuts to 8 drivers for the next round, which is actually the final round of the playoffs. So you have 8 drivers going for 1, 2, 3, 4 races for a championship, AJ.
That's going to be interesting. I've seen a lot of leagues start doing that. To make their drivers not rely on just one race and have to be consistent. But Mike Kelly through the middle being pushed by Sean Macklin. Here comes Brian.
Oh, we got trouble. Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
Code Brown on half the field right there.
Yeah, at least on Sean Macklin, George Jensen, and Brian Macklin. Literally thought they were going to kill the rest of the field, and the only one really going to be safe was maybe going to be Mike Kelly and John Swinehart. But holy cow. Woo! Now, this is the first time for a lot of these drivers that they are in a pack with this update.
You're also going to see, too, if we can zoom in on some of these trucks, too, you're going to see the new side fin that's on the tail end of the truck between the back window and the spoiler.
Trying to get you a good view, but it doesn't seem to want to be cooperating.
Well, we can also talk about, too, that there's some side skirts. There are new aerodynamic features for the side skirts on these trucks, too, that are going to play a factor.
And there goes the 20th. Okay, Chad Coleman is accidentally in the 20.
He running a custom paint scheme?
Looks like it. Red Bull and Jägermeister, so he's basically a Jaeger bomb right now.
Yeah. Celebrate responsibly, folks.
Okay, Jaeger bomb. Hopefully that thing doesn't turn into a bomb by the end of the race.
Who knows?
He blows the motor, burning it out.
Who knows if he wins this race in victory lane, he'd be wanting some Jaeger bombs, AJ.
Yeah, you know, I kind of want one right now. But there goes Karlovich to the inside and to the lead. As I say that, Robert Ferry, Bobby Wetzel on the outside. There they go. And look who's in third on that outside. It's Wesley Donaldson, and he's going to immediately get ditched. There goes Robert Ferry to the inside. Going to jump right in front of Karlovich, and they're going to keep going.
You saw that inside. As soon as Fury was down to the inside, they really jumped bunched together off of turn 2, and it got pretty hairy there on the bottom. Off of turn 2 especially, you don't want somebody pushing you on your back bumper because that's easy spot to turn you around.
Yeah, you're leveling out, and just the extra force is just going to loop you probably into traffic. But now, as we're just about 8 laps into it, we're going to have 2 groups really start getting put together here. That second group is being led by Scott Simley in a nice Marlboro looking scheme, a very like F1-esque scheme. But up front, they're staying 3 wide. Robert Fury almost opened the door for Karlovich to get by. That could have been disastrous because he immediately came back down. Mike, what are you seeing so far as we're going to jump on board with that number 60 of Jason Karlovich?
Well, AJ, so far what I'm seeing is kind of what I expected. I expected this first pack to really be aggressive early on, running 2-3 wide, and then the second pack running single file, making sure that if these guys wreck up front early in the race, they'll be sitting pretty, riding around in a single file line. But I'm also starting to see these guys and these trucks are really moving around in the draft.
Yeah, I am honestly very much intrigued on how the rest of the race is going to go. Just off of that alone, because Karlovich coming out at 2 that last time says, I have had enough from the bottom, and it looked like very easy right to the top and just kept going. There was no accidentally getting loose behind somebody or accidentally getting tight and putting himself in the wall, which we've seen before when it comes to the arrow and the draft here.
I'll tell you one thing, Mike Kelly just shoved John Schweikart through the tri-oval, and I thought Schweikart was going to go around because it looked like Mike Kelly hit him off-centered.
Yeah, they're going to have to regroup, the 3 of them. They're going to have a couple dance partners. The 44 of Glenn Campbell going to be the first one.
We're seeing a lot of these guys back here, AJ. I mean, these boys sitting way back here, they're all just like collapsing in the inside line, and they're just like, yeah, we don't want anything to do with that front pack.
Wetzel right now, your leading playoff driver. Then you got Daly, Macklin in 4th, Brian Macklin in 8th, Karlovich in 9th. And then the next one is Nelson Rivera in 14th. But then again, it's Talladega. From 1st to 10th. From 1st to 10th is 0.3 of a second. That's it. And we've already had drivers already plus 10 in the gain. Robert Fieri with 11. Pedro Mojica plus 12. Jason Karlovich plus 13. And Joey Gattina plus 12.
And Schweikart moving up from the bottom lane to go block the middle here. So Schweikart's
he
trying
got
to...
loose.
Yeah, he did. He's trying to work both sides of the street, but that outside, that third line, Byron Daly's going, trying to go to the front. He's trying to lead this lap.
And I think he does. He does lead that lap. And he goes from top to bottom.
I don't know if that was on purpose or if he got a shove to go from the top to the bottom, because I think Pedro was giving him a big push right there.
Pedro Mojico wants that lead. And Mike Kelly's going to hit the chute.
Yeah, Mike Kelly's like, yep, I've seen enough of this. I'm out. See you, boys.
Fastest lap of the race is 32nd on the track. But it's Brian Wertman, a 49.77.
And we forget Brian Wertman finished third last year in that race on that incredible last lap move that he made through the wreck.
All he has to do is make it to the end, and there's a good chance that that 74 is going to be a top 10. There's a lot of instinct with Brian Wertman, and it comes to these super speedway races where he just knows it's time to go to the front, and then goes to the front.
Hello on the bottom, Bossman Joey Catino. Where did you come from in this front pack? He was in the way back at the beginning of this thing.
Yeah, he was 25th, and just about 13 laps into the race, he's to 5th. Byron Daly coming back down the block. He's going to have to be careful with that. Early on in this race, a lot of these drivers... Okay, cool. We get 10, 15, maybe 20 to go. You're getting hooked. No more Mr. Nice Guy is probably going to hit around with 20 to go.
Well, AJ, did you want to mention the sets of tires in the pits and the fuel window for this race for the folks at home?
Yeah, we pull that beautiful stuff up. We'll be able to go about 30 to 35 laps, depending if you're in the draft or out front. There's 2 green white checkers attempts, like always, and 3 sets of tires. So the 1 on the car and the 2 in the pits waiting for them. And I would assume you're only going to take those tires if we have a caution. You will lose way too much time taking tires throughout a green stop.
And this is probably
maybe 2 tires. At some point.
I was thinking 2 tires. Oh, Fieri, hello. He got sideways there. I was thinking 2 tires under green flag and 4 tires under caution, but also with the fuel window, it looks like this is going to be a 2-stop race to the end.
Yo, Mike, where would you want to run right now? Would you be somebody trying to play the fuel strategy and make sure you have a little extra for that green white checkered? Because we don't know when a caution's going to come out, because then you could throw the books out the window.
Normally what I like to try to do on restricted plate races, depending on how the people in the draft are going and how comfortable I feel with the people in the draft, early on, depending on how the draft's going and the intensity in the pack, I'd like to be up front as much as I can to stay ahead of the wrecks. But if the... oh, there we go!
There's the first one. 15 laps in.
And there's going to be no caution yet. They're all in the grass. No caution.
I'm going to back this up so you guys can see it in its entirety from a better camera angle. You see that yellow and black? That's Byron Daly coming up to try to block the 30 of Brian Macklin. And there it all goes.
Yeah, Brian Macklin, the only playoff driver really involved in that.
And we are going to stay green with it.
Yeah, Richard Beasley, too. I forgot about him. So they got 2 playoff drivers that were in the grass right there. And another one, Byron Daly, about heading into the outside wall.
I know it's early on in the race. Very, like I said before, very shocked at how aggressive some of these drivers are being early in this race.
Well, if I was going to finish my point right there, that was going to be kind of my point, too. Depending on how the intensity of the pack was, I'd either like to be at the front or at the back. So, in that situation right there, I'd probably want to be in the back.
Yeah, Mike Kelly's looking like a genius right now. Went all the way from second on the inside row about 5 laps ago to 14th on the outside. and just having a good time with Tyler Dalton.
I will say the guys that were in the grass, they're going to need a caution to catch back up to the pack, because if they don't get a caution, they're probably going to go a lap down because they don't got the draft.
Yeah, Brian Wertman being one of them. He's about 8 seconds back now. Richard Beasley and Brian Macklin are just about 12 and a half back, and then Joey Gattina is about 30 seconds back.
I am a little bit surprised that was not a yellow, but I could also see why it wasn't, because they were way down in the grass toward pit road.
Yeah, iRacing's usually we'll throw a yellow if somebody comes back up on the racetrack sideways.
Oh, we got trouble. Schweikart's in the wall. Everybody's scattering everywhere here. I think it's George Jensen in the wall, too. We got two guys in the wall.
That was George Jensen. Let's back this up.
Oh. What happened to Schweikart? Did he hit the wall like to start with that? Oh, yeah, he did. He got turned. Let's take a look at this again.
Looks like he's going to get bumped, put in the wall, and still loose, still loose. George Jensen nowhere to go. Kelly nowhere to go.
Boy, that was a big piece of debris. I'm surprised we didn't throw the yellow for that.
I don't know if debris cautions are a thing in iRacing.
If they were, everybody would be screaming every single lap, about 30 laps under run, be like, what? There's debris.
Just about 20 laps into this race, and we've had plenty of chaos early. I think now we're going to start seeing some of these drivers just get in line and ride. And as I say that, here comes I think it's, Chad Coleman in the 20. But he's going to get blocked off by Nelson Rivera. Oh, George Jensen with an issue. Coming to pit road.
He was on the wall beginning with that, but what happened with him off?
I think he just locked up the tires coming to pit road.
Yeah, that right side is killed on that truck. Oh yeah.
Whoa, that could have been bad.
Yeah, he's lucky he didn't slide further up the track.
You know, I thought they were going to ride. We're back to 3 wide.
Tell you one thing, the field is really spread out now.
Yeah, in this pack alone, you have about Byron Daly first, all the way to about Stoney Benfield.
Pastor.
And maybe Alan Wild and company if they can pull into Stoney a little bit. Which right now they are not having any luck. Kevin Stone, I think, needs to get a little closer to Alan Wild.
Well, we're almost going 4 wide in this lead pack. Bobby Wetzel thought better of it and decided to get up behind Chad Coleman. Karlovich is pushing Wetzel extremely hard. Tell you one thing, Byron Daly in that 06 has been very aggressive early on, especially the moves that he's made so far.
Yes, he has. And
he about got put in the wall for it, too.
Well, but he knocked out about 5 or 6 drivers into the infield with that one move. So I'd be curious on what some of the other drivers are thinking, as there goes Nelson Rivera, left out to dry by the 41 of E.J. O'Rourke.
If he would have knocked 5 more out, he would have had a perfect strike.
Nelson Rivera is going to probably jump back in line right behind Tyler Dalton. But that dropped him all the way back from just about 3rd place to 12th.
The boss man, Joey Gattina, is about to be lapped here in about a half a lap because they are catching him.
I can hear his car with this front pack. What do you think the 14's going to do? Do you think he's going to just stick to the outside? or try to go underneath the apron and let him by, because there
see what
has
happens.
to be communication with Joey and the field.
He's probably going to get off to the bottom here. No, he looks like he's drifting to the top. I was wrong. I thought he was going to pull to the bottom, but he is going to the top.
That's where everybody's going to have to maneuver to get out of 3 wide, which it doesn't look like they were really in. And he's just going to ride that outer lane, and everybody's going to scoot along by.
Well, if he can get into this pack toward the tail end, he'll be the first car lap down, and if they get a yellow, he can be the free pass.
But right now, 24 laps out of 80, and we've had plenty of action. I don't know why you're getting here this late, but hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you're on Facebook or Twitch. Comment. We have the chat room open. Joe, I see you. I don't want to say what you said because that's a jinx, but Joe, we see you. Currently 12 people watching between the 3 social medias. Who you rooting for?
He should owe you a Coke for that message.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Oh, Macklin's gonna go down and block. Byron Daly with a shove to Sean Macklin there, coming out of turn 2. .41 of Ejo O'Rourke strong on that outside, being pushed by the 58 of Pedro Mojica. And Karlovich too in that second lane.
That second lane is holding pretty strong, even with the less amount of trucks that they
Stanley.
have.
I think Daly's trying to get the most laps led award, and there goes O'Rourke. He immediately cuts to the inside.
No, Karlovich is going to get hung. Oh, no, Bobby Wetzel's going to go with him. I thought Karlovich was going to get hung out there. Well, yeah, he did get hung out.
And it's not going to go that far back, at least.
No. We got the 2 Red Bull paint schemes back here pushing each other with Coleman and Doy Woods. They're Team Red Bull looking like Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez out here. AJ, we are coming up on that first pit window that we talked about here.
We are. We're not that far off from it.
We got to mention.
Should be seeing pit stops within the next 10 laps.
We're gonna have to mention too. You're at pit road. You're gonna have to pull off. You're gonna have to get from about 185 miles per hour down to about 55, and try not to hit anybody. And make sure people know you're pitting, because if not, gonna get nasty.
Well, that's if this is your first time watching iRacing or trying to understand what's gonna happen when they come to pit road. They're gonna scatter. It is very unsafe for these trucks to be going that fast, nose to tail like that. So you're going to see them stagger each other. And it's actually pretty cool because if one person is either late on the brakes or locks up the tires and spins out, we could have a very, very fun pit stop as viewers and broadcasters. Drivers, on the other hand, not so much.
And we're seeing basically now only about, what is that?
We are
5
having
trucks?
big issues with Byron Daly right now. He is blinking and blinking bad at the horrible of times. That's basically gonna nix that push.
I was gonna say we're seeing everybody one on the bottom except for about 4 or 5 trucks that are up top, because I think everybody's getting ready to pull off pit road here. Yep, everybody's hustling to the bottom now.
Yeah, we should be having pit stops in the next couple laps here. Karlovich looking for a hole. Mojica goes back to the top lane. Same thing with Byron Daly. And now we're going to third lane. Just as we think they're getting ready to have pit stops, quickly changing my mind. Look at Karlovich, O'Rourke, and Ryan going way up towards the wall. And there they go. They're going to clear everybody and then immediately drop down and leave Jeff Ryan to fend for himself. It's like, hey, thanks, buddy, for the push, but we'll see you later.
Do the All By Myself song. Gerald Livingston said he's going to pin about 3 laps, so it's about window time. It's about to be feeding time on Pit Road. I don't know if Jeff Ryan is trying to side draft or if he's trying to get down in line, because he was pushing Glenn Campbell in 3 and 4, like trying to force his way in there.
I really think Byron Daly's just trying everything to lead this race. It's amazing. Every time he gets kicked out of lane, he just finds his way within a lap or two right back up towards that front. But has anybody called for pit stops yet?
They're talking about 2 laps away.
Oh boy. Here we go, everybody. This is going to be fun. Or could 2 laps away mean come to pit now? Because when it comes to super speedway racing in real life.
Well, here we go.
Everybody's got code.
Mike Kelly's in. And he's in the grass. Swavely's spinning through the grass.
And he's going to have to go all the way around with no help.
The leaders are going to be coming this time. There's going to be a big group of people coming this time.
Here's that view, everybody. There's a 32. At least he didn't make it to pit road and get an unsafe pit exit.
Yeah, he was lucky right there.
Because that's a pass-through on top of it.
Here we go. This is a big group coming here.
It's feeding time. Oh, Karlovich is going way too fast.
Oh,
and there goes
Fury's...
the 77.
Oh.
Remember what I said? Don't look away. It's going to be pure chaos. Well, there it was.
Oh, these boys are really These boys are pushing it to get to pit road.
Taking a look at our front pack: Coleman, Doy Woods, Bobby Wetzel, Tyler Dalton, Wesley Donaldson, the 44 of Glenn Campbell, and the 22 of Nelson Rivera. Should be coming in this time by...
Oh, Glenn Campbell's tapping the inside wall.
Donaldson might have been caught for speeding.
We'll have to see. That's pretty organized to get on pit road right there with that group. Ooh, Bobby Wetzel slipped through his pit stall. That's gonna hurt him.
That's gonna hurt quite a bit, and that's where everybody's gonna cycle out. Karlovich, Fuller to the point, and there they go. We are completely spread apart now. It is a brand new ball game. Who's gonna pack up with who and make a move? There goes Mojica now pitting.
He must have had a speeding penalty on pit road because he pitted. Did he already pit? Because I'm pretty sure he did.
He did.
That must be a speeding penalty.
And look at Fuller and Karlovich go. Eric Arnold and Tyler Dalton, the only two that are left. Tyler Dalton, the only one that's left. Closing in very fast. There it is. And goodbye. waiting that extra lap is gonna cost you quite a bit. You're gonna stay in the draft because there's plenty of cars to leapfrog from. That's amazing.
Yeah, I'm just watching the blend with all these guys. These guys are blending all over the place.
Dalton waiting that extra lap puts him down to 10th, but he's got the draft and he's going to start moving forward. But while we're doing this, we're going to go side by side and get some commercials in and say hello to the TranService Trucking title sponsor for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series.
Industries across the board utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store, and many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck, but a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We're back, everybody. Just past halfway. If this is your first time on the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you're on Facebook or Twitch. Come chat with us. How much? Scott, I love you. But yeah, just past halfway. Let's give a huge shout out to some of our sponsors. Starting off with the Off and Turn 1 podcast, hosts Gary Wells and Joe Hutchins cover the week of motorsports that has happened. Tomorrow night, we're going to have an episode. Unfortunately, Joe's not going to be there. I will be filling in. So it'll be me. Gary, there's a wreck!
Oh, wow! Jason Karlovich about took off in the air, boys.
Woo!
Holy wow. Jason Karlovich about took off.
Robert Fieri. Whoa. Hell of a push from Mike Kelly. Clip them right where you don't want to clip them. Left rear. There goes Karlovich.
Oh, there's my pick. He's in it. Rivera's in it. We gotta see Karlovich because that truck took off.
Wow. And he just spins it and keeps going. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of damage on that either. If any.
Talk about a spin 360 air rotation and keep on trucking. I saw Nelson Rivera, he was in it. Bobby Wetzel was in it too. I don't think Nelson has too much damage in that 22.
Oh, what about Tyler Dalton? Oh, no. Oh, wait. Maybe. No. Woo! What a move by Tyler Dalton. Thinking it was going to be safe. Wasn't safe. Able to check it down and keep going. On the 19. Yikes. Yowie wowie. Here at Chaos, and here comes everybody. It is feeding time. The only one staying out, Robert Fieri, who was involved in that wreck. Joey Gattina is getting his lap back.
Well, while we're under this caution, you want to continue what you were talking about?
Yeah, so tomorrow night, Gary, myself, and I think Scott, or maybe you, because I heard your name pop up. We're going to talk about the week in motorsports.
Still to be determined. I don't know. It may be Scott, maybe me. Who knows?
Dun dun dun. The Wrestling with Nerds podcast every Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. They go live on the Nerds Do Nerd Things YouTube and the Wrestling with Nerds Facebook page. Basically going over the week that was in wrestling. And they have a current game going on where they're reviewing every month of the 1997 year for WCW and WWF. Falcon Grafix, use code AllStar15TV to save $5 off your first vehicle wrap when you talk to Mick Olofsson on what you want to put on that beautiful, beautiful car for that scheme. And then the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast, new episode tomorrow. They're ranking the top 15 animated Disney movies. Spoiler alert, a Goofy movie is one of them for me.
Woohoo, that's a good one.
But all links are in the description. Go check them out. My amazing wife, as Robert Fury is coming down pit road, and a lot of people are to top off. She just redid our website to update it for us going to Kineticon at the end of next month.
Well, as these guys are on pit road topping off of fuel, I mean, coming up this weekend, I assume the guys on the podcast will be talking about the weekend ahead coming up here. We got NASCAR at Sonoma with the Xfinity Series on Saturday and Sunday. And then you have the F1 in Montreal across the border at that race. And I'm pretty sure IndyCar is running Road America this weekend, too, if I would not be mistaken.
Road America's a lot of fun.
Yes, they are running Road America. I just had to make sure on that. So yeah, big weekend of racing coming up. All three major sports series are in action. And all on road courses, too. How about them apples?
Wow, yeah. I had to think about that for a second. Cool. I think the only one that isn't racing this week are trucks.
Mm-hmm. This is going to be the last ever broadcast, possibly, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future after the next contract extension. But this could be the last ever NASCAR and Fox Xfinity Series coverage, too, because this is their last race with the CW taking over for the next 7 years.
I forgot about the contract. I know Amazon has some, TNT has some, and did you say CW?
CW is only for the Xfinity Series, so Fox and NBC are losing the Xfinity Series at the end of this year, both. So starting next year, all Xfinity races will be on CW.
Oh, those lights are off on the iRacing official Pace Ford Mustang. I don't even know how this is going to work, if people are going to try to make it. There's 35 laps to go, people. They were able to go almost 32, 33, and there's only one car on that outside because everybody else came down on a closed pit. I feel so bad for Nelson Rivera right now.
This reminds me of NASCAR restarts up until 2010 when they went double file.
I think it was flipped though.
It was flipped, yes, you were right.
And there they go, and Seth Foddy leaves a hole open for Nelson Rivera, and we just have one gigantic train on the track right now. That top three, is it me or are they? Oh, that's not the top three. Yeah, that top three, are they pulling away?
Yeah, it looks like they're pulling away.
Yeah. That's... Oh, never mind. Here they come. Here comes Sean Macklin and Scott Simley.
I think we're going to see, especially how close these guys are going to be on fuel, AJ, we're going to see a lot of guys run the bottom and probably run half to even 2/3 quarter throttle to save gas, because we're gonna see a lot of single file on the second half of this pack.
I'm gonna jump on board with Sean Macklin here. It doesn't even come close to sound like he's running full throttle. Scott Simley behind him. You can hear him burping it.
Yeah, this has turned into now fuel-saving race, folks. I mean, this
remember
entire
the
pack...
500?
Yeah, I was going to say, that this reminds me of the 500. This entire pack is going to be running half throttle. Even happened at Talladega in the Cup race, too, in the spring.
And there goes Joy Woods and Richard Beasley.
Now, those
to the
two...
front.
Those two are not saving fuel.
No. And the only reason why I say do that, there's most likely gonna, if we're playing the averages, there's most likely going to be a wreck. Just go. That's simple. Ryan, why am I welcome? What happened? Oh, we got 18 people watching right now. Holy shnikes.
Welcome to the channel. If you're just coming across us on a Wednesday night,
Welcome to the party, pal.
he's AJ Capola. I'm Mike Campeggio here in the booth at Talladega.
Really, I've been saying your last name wrong this whole time.
You know, it wasn't as bad as the graduation one, okay?
I wasn't gonna bring that up.
That was bad, okay?
But Karlovich, Mojica, and well, it was Ryan. Ryan's gonna drop right back to that inside in front of Glenn Campbell, and now there's only two.
I don't think it's going to be that long before those other two decide to be like, all right, that's it. We're going to the bottom two.
Yeah. Once there's a hole, I fully expect that 58 to drop down. But they're doing a really good job side drafting that inside lane and continuing to basically break even. There goes the 60, trying to side draft that over Seth 40 in the 11.
Just when you think Talladega is going to be the race winner, the guy is going to be the race winner and be like, oh yeah, I was the fastest car all day. Well, you're thinking to yourself, okay, who can go the slowest and win this race?
Scott, I don't like that beautiful wording. Don't like the third word from the end.
Hey, we can't do that here.
Yeah, don't bully me.
Don't bully us. Bullying's bad. Don't be canceled now.
Can't even blame HSR anymore.
We will cancel you. No, I'm just kidding.
We're just here having fun with a very awesome opening race in the round of 16 for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. As there goes Beasley to the inside with a push from Daly. Karlovich all by himself, passing three drivers. And he's going to take that top spot once again. Now battling with the lead. Antagonize the broadcast, I should say.
I mean, he found a synonym for it, so I mean, I'll give him credit for that.
It does sound a little bit better when you say antagonize.
I just hope you didn't have to look that up in the thesaurus.
Good thing you said it, because I'd have my list moment. I can't even. But glad to have you all here with us tonight. It has been an absolute barn burner of a race. Would not be surprised if we're up in the 20s, maybe 30s for leaders or lead changes. I think we're looking at our 10th or 11th leader, though. Which I think the last we've seen of them, didn't we have like 20?
Are you talking about the last race that we had here?
No, 16 last time. The most we actually had here was 19 last season.
Which was the
But
playoff race.
46 lead changes earlier in the year, and that's 46, 43, 49. So usually right around those mid to high 40s we'll get for lead changes.
And we're counting those people. We're counting those lead changes at the start-finish line only. That doesn't count the rest of the racetrack for lead changes, because that'd probably whop them up to at least 100.
If not more. I'm just waiting for Byron Daly to say, all right, I'm tired of running second in line.
Well, this is the lull of the race where, like we mentioned, that all these boys are gonna be saving fuel, and I won't anticipate the chaos starting until at least maybe 10 to go, 15 to go, around there. Maybe more like 10 or 5 to go, because you're gonna want to save as much fuel as you can to make sure you're good to go toward the end and don't have to stop.
Yeah, and I think the further you are in line is basically the more fuel you will be able to save. And you weren't joking. There is nobody to the outside once you get past those top 3 drivers on the outside. Everybody else is running the inside. That's amazing. Let's see who we got here. From Jeff Ryan all the way back to Brian Wertman, 8th to 28th, all in a single file formation.
Welcome to your next era of restrictor plate racing on iRacing or in real life, where you're going to see people run half throttle for a majority of the race.
I mean, I'd be okay if we got back to the tandem stuff, because I thought that was cool.
It was okay. It wasn't the greatest stuff. I've been most of my time watching racing. It's always been pack stuff. Was what I preferred more. Yeah, I mean the tandem was good for a couple years. Don't get me wrong, but I think 2011 it got too out of hand for me. Like 2010, I mean you could do the tandem, but then you'd also go into a pack, and you know you'd have that mixture of both and both. But 2011 was just all that.
Wow, Scott. Just wow. Richard Beasley continuing to lead, followed by Byron Daly, Nelson Rivera, Jason Karlovich, your first car on the outside, Seth Faudy on the inside in 5th, Doyle Woods in 6th, 7th, Jeff Ryan, Pedro Mojica in 8th, 9th, you have Glenn Campbell, and rounding out that top 10, it's the driver the number 18, Sean Macklin. Like, I really think they're going to try to make it, and if it goes green, we're going to see who's very good at fuel saving and who is not. It's going to really remind us of probably Pocono that one year where everybody was just low on fuel and running out.
Yeah, but my thing with that too is, if you run out and you are the first guy or second guy in this long line and you run out of gas at the wrong spot at the wrong place in the track, you're going to collect about 15 to 20 guys.
Yeah,
so you got to be very confident that you can make it, because if you don't, you're going to run the chance of causing the big one.
Yeah, because we didn't
Oh,
see
and here, hold on, AJ, sorry. And we're going to split strategy. We're going to come pit road now.
That's probably... All right, we're not making it. Beasley,
Now-
Daly, Ryan, Mojica, Woods, Campbell, Fury, and Mike Kelly are still on pit road.
Now, I want to see, too, here, if everybody is going to follow these guys, too, what they just did, or somebody going to try to wing it.
Now, are you going to take 2 tires again? Or are you going to take the opposite 2 tires? What are you taking here?
I would take fuel only at this point in the race. I just take fuel only. I just forget about tires. And if you get a late race yellow, come in and get 4 tires and be done. That's what I
Unless
would
you're
do.
up towards the front.
Yep.
Any other takers? No, we do not. Jeff Ryan and gang gonna look like geniuses in 20 laps, or are they in a big heap of trouble? Stay tuned. Wow. At least they're all nose to tail and trying to make their way, which they are catching. We'll get you lap times from Nelson Rivera, who's the leader up there, and Jeff Ryan this time by. Actually, next time by, because
Oh, here we go. More people are pitting.
Little inflated.
Oh, Karlovich is sideways.
Oh, Brian Macklin too. Karlovich, Sean Macklin, Brian Macklin, Justin Fuller, EJ O'Rourke. And now there is only 2.
No, you still got the rest of the top 10 that are
No, I mean
soft spread out.
the Rivera and Faudy are on an island by themselves.
Oh, I got you.
Everybody around them has hit pit road. But let's see this too. Macklin going to be the first driver out of with this group coming out.
Hope you have a track map available to show everybody where they blend out at, because this would be the time to use a track map.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect. So now we can show the viewers at home the pack up front that's still out there is not pitted yet, and this pack here is pitted.
Yeah, Doy Woods, and this pack just got a hell of a lot bigger.
We're just gonna need to keep that up for the next 20 laps or so.
Yeah, it should be fine. Hope it don't break. Wow. This is gonna be wild.
This
Rivera,
is probably the
Faudy, Simley, your top 3 drivers right there.
This is probably the most wild, like, strategic Talladega race I've
Actually,
ever
that's Glenn
broadcasted in my
Campbell.
life.
That is Glenn Campbell, 27th on the field right now, running 3rd on the track. So if he gets a caution, he is very much sitting pretty to get a lap back.
Well, you know for sure Glenn's not saving fuel, because he's like, all right, I need my lap back. I'm just going to go past all you guys and sit right up here with the leaders.
He pit on lap 58.
Ooh.
So he pit
Okay.
about 5 laps ago.
And he must have lost a draft or something there, or something happened to him on pit road or something.
Check with Richard Beasley and gang. They are just about
Half a lap behind.
8 drivers deep. And last time by, Beasley with a 50.20 to Nelson Rivera's 51.19.
They're quicker. They're quicker than that pack.
They're a second and a lap faster.
If this stays green, they may have a chance to run these dudes down. Because this second pack, I'm watching the second pack right here behind the front 3, and they're crawling right now. Yeah, this pack right here, these boys are crawling, and they're all jammed together, saving fuel.
Yeah, they're running 6,800, 6,500. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the front 3, AJ, have just yeeted themselves 5 seconds ahead of the field.
They are very much saving fuel, to the point where Brian Macklin, by himself, is going by them.
This is incredible. I don't think you and I had this on our bingo card tonight.
No, but I am very much enjoying this. This is wild. Brian Macklin, by himself, was able to pull right up to basically the lead car, or the lead truck, and go. And now I don't know if there's an issue with Brian Macklin. He's really fallen back now. Or the bottom lane just decided it's go time.
Yeah, I just heard Tyler Dalton come over the radio, and he's like, he goes, I think that pack behind us is gonna catch us.
No, they're still running 6,500. Oh, they're getting racy up there though.
Yeah, Nelson Rivera just said, I can't save that much, and he's pushing. He's gonna push it all the way to the end.
Thing is, he's the lead car, or the lead truck. Him and Seth Foddy with Glenn Campbell just hanging on for a caution here.
Yeah, those boys right there, those two are gonna need a yellow.
But this is what we're looking for. It's Byron Daly's group. These 8 drivers, they are 28 seconds back, but they are about a half a second faster, 0.6 that last time by.
And they are
that time by a second and a half faster.
Yeah, they're catching them. This pack is going into turn 3, and they're coming off turn 2. Oh, we're gonna have a race in about I don't know, maybe 2 laps, 4 laps, 5 laps, somewhere around there, because they are calling the mail.
And they don't have to pit. This group just had pit stops 10 laps ago. They are good to the finish, and this is perfect. They're cycling out drivers. They're going to lose a little time doing that. But Jeff...
I was going to say, the pack in front of them now are going too wide. They're starting to get 2 and 3 wide here, the second pack.
That'll slow them down even more. Can this third group, being led by Pedro Mojica, catch this pack, which has Alan Wild, Bobby Wetzel? Oh, and they are pushing the 30. Macklin is currently 28th.
They are basically on the same straightaway now.
Da-da. Da-da. This is nuts. You could see it right on the track map. The difference between the second group and the third group. Rivera, Foddy, and Wetzel are just going. You made the comment that Rivera said they're not making it.
Well, Bobby Wetzel just said, hey, Alan, we need to go, because if we don't go, that pack is going to catch us. So I think those 3 had just decided, you know what? We're going hard out to the end.
Wow. Did anybody have this on their bingo card? Because I sure the heck didn't.
And how about Nelson and Seth? 15 seconds ahead of the field.
Yeah, they're not holding back. Now, here's the thing. They're going to need just about 50-ish seconds of a lead to hold on to it, to come in and take fuel. Yeah, 50 seconds. And then leave. Right now, they only have 16 seconds. They are, what I think hurt them is they didn't go from the get-go. They waited about 5 or 10 laps before saying, screw it, let's go.
And Brian Whitmer's pitting on pit road. He's probably going to pit by himself.
All
A 74
by
truck.
himself. They'll drop him back to 26th position.
But here we come, AJ. That pack has caught the tail end of that big pack.
Oh boy.
There's the tail end of that pack right there in front of them. They have caught the first 3 guys that have really broken off from the maiden pack, which is a half straightaway ahead.
There they go, right to the outside. The speed of that line is amazing. If they get anywhere close to a top 5 or top 10, they're going to look like geniuses.
They need to stay online. I don't know why Sean is jumping out to the outside by himself.
I don't know. Did he jump out there or did he get stuck? Stay tuned after the race. We'll talk to our podium finishers, whoever they might be. Currently, your race leader, Nelson Rivera, Seth Foddy, and Bobby Wetzel. The difference between second and third is 16 seconds. With 2 lap down cars in between them. Just 3 seconds separating this third pack to Joe Livingston, who is the tail end of that second pack. This is nuts. I really thought they were very much shooting themselves in the foot when they had to come down pit road, and here we are. I'm basically eating those words.
There it is, Gerald Livingston. They're gonna catch him. There.
Oh yeah, they're a second faster a lap, and
Well,
Gerald's by himself.
Yeah, he lost that. He's slowing. To me, he looks like he's out of gas or something. Not out of gas yet, but I mean.
And he's just gonna keep it to the high side. Byron Daly's gonna try to use some of that draft to look for an advantage, but he's gonna go right to the back of this line too.
And realistically, folks, Bobby Wetzel, who's behind Brian Macklin at third, is technically going to be your race leader because the front 2 cannot pit. They're going to have to pit, I should say.
Unless Seth Foddy is saving a lot of fuel behind Nelson Rivera, which I very much doubt.
And here we go. That pack is gaining on him quick. You got Brian Wertman up there at the wall by himself, trying to let everybody go. And this pack is hungry and it's coming.
And they're even closing in on the leaders now. They're
gonna shoot it 3 wide. Brian Wertman's gonna get stuck 3 wide top right here. Nelson Rivera is coming to pit road this time, so the lead is gonna get. And Seth Fowdy's coming to pit road too, so this is going to be the battle for the lead right here. And here we go. Now these guys are going to throw the block right here. This is going to get really sketchy right here.
This is where it's going to happen. If we get a wreck, it's going to be from right here. Well, we're back to a big pack. It only took about 30 laps. But what a drive from them. What a drive.
Oh, my goodness. No, Byron Daly's trying to go 4 wide back there.
He goes.
Brian Macklin's dipping.
Whoa! I thought we were going to see a huge wreck with Pedro Mojica on that inside.
And this is now the battle for the lead with 4 laps to go. Justin Fuller's the leader.
Seven of our top 10 are playoff drivers. Bully Dog Coffee Company, thank you for liking the stream.
EJ O'Rourke gonna slide up there. Fuller's gonna throw the block. Oh, EJ's going right to the bottom, AJ.
Oh, EJ normally on the high side, but when it comes to the race win, will drop it right to the bottom. Right in front of Beasley.
Here's Stoney Benfield. I think, is that Eric Arnold pushing Stoney on that third line?
Yes, it is. 3 wide with 3 to go. Stoney Benfield. 22 positions. 26th to 4th when they crossed the line there.
And Jeff Ryan gonna slide up there now. He's gonna be 3 wide top.
Inside lane moving forward. Coming out of turn number 4. Byron Daly looking to be aggressive here like he has been all race long. Dual popsicle sticks up in the air for Barney the Flagman.
And Chad Coleman. Oh no, my goodness! Hard crash! Holy cow.
And we don't get to that white flag.
Oh man. That looked exactly like Bill Elliott and Dale Earnhardt Sr. in 1997. Same exact area those guys hit.
Dude, were you even born yet?
I was not. I was not 97, it was 98, I should say. I was off a year.
And remember when I mentioned probably about 30 seconds before this, Byron Daly looking to be aggressive? I'm pretty sure it's a weird bump from the 06 that caused this. Oh no, it's from the 51.
Ooh, can we show EJ O'Rourke? I mean, that thing, when we saw this bump again, but let's... Whew, I want to see EJ O'Rourke, because that thing
51
took
onto
off.
the 10 is going to get the 10 loose right into EJ. Well, you ask, you shall receive.
Yeah, this thing just completely just took off.
Oh, man.
I'm glad that thing didn't technically get all the way up to the catch fence, but those people in the front row were seeing their lives before the flash before their eyes.
Rambler in the chat said, go ahead, spin up the helicopter, and then Nate goes, go ahead, and go straight to the medical tent.
Let's see if Richard Beasley's on board from that again.
Oh. He was kind of looking at the wrong part of the track.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, I even tilted in my chair watching that.
Oh, and now we're going to set up for a green, white, checkered.
And you want to know the worst part about all that just happening? A lot of playoff drivers.
Yep.
Byron Daly, your race leader. Fuller second, Macklin third. And you have Doyle Woods, Pedro Mojica, and Tommy Ryan 4, 5, and 6. The next 3 are playoff drivers once again. Karlovich, Coleman, and Rivera. And then rounding out the top 10, the driver the number 44 who needed that caution, Glenn Campbell.
Well, how about Nelson Rivera, who's sitting P9? He pitted before that yellow, and there he is sitting P9.
Well, everybody, we should be getting just about the one to go this time by. They're going to grid them up. We're going to get going. But we're going to take a quick commercial break. The final time. Here's the TranService Trucking Logistics.
Across the board, utilize fleet trucks on a daily basis, from your local utility company to your grocery store. And many of these companies choose full-service fleet leasing. With a traditional lease, you're responsible for everything after you get the truck. But a full-service lease includes all the maintenance and other services at a set cost. Regardless of the scope or range of your fleet needs, TranService will engineer a fully customized, full-service fleet leasing solution optimized to your requirements. From asset acquisition requiring no capital investment, to the engineering, configuration, and selection of your fleet equipment, to the people, facilities, and equipment to keep your fleet maintained and repaired. TranService gives you everything you need, with advantageous fleet pricing based on our national account status, compliance expertise, inspections, licensing, permitting, personal property taxes, nationwide roadside service. We cover it all for you. Contact us today to learn why leading companies rely on TranService for complete turnkey leasing solutions.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
And we're back, everybody. Green-white checkered attempt to close out the first race of the round of 16 for the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. Your front row, Byron Daly, the 51 of Justin Fuller. Your second row, the 18 of Sean Macklin, 28 of Doyle Woods. And rounding out the first three rows, Pedro Mojica in the 58 on the inside. 2, Jeff Ryan in the 3, Kiss Machine on that outside. Pace car is about to hit pit road. Thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. Every Wednesday we have the Sim500 TranService Truck Series. It's playoff time, baby. And with 3 to go, coming to 2 to go, dual popsicle sticks are going to be up in the air for the field coming by.
Yeah, strap down your TV or your computer monitor because it's going to go for a ride.
I almost flipped my desk when that happened. Green flag in the air, and away we go.
And you're going to see pushing.
Already a lot of movement going on.
We're banging doors back here. We're straightening it out.
Hey, Bobby Wetzel, that was the apron. Joey Gattina, where's he coming from?
And Joey's going to go right to the middle now. He's trying to get in that outside line. They're side by side for the lead.
He's in 16th right now. He ain't finishing 16th. Oh, no, maybe not.
Oh my goodness.
Mojica with a big hit into the outside wall.
Caution is out, and we will use that final attempt.
Oh, man.
That was Karlovich. I think Karlovich gave him a bad shot at the wrong time. Let's take a look here.
Oh, yeah, Karlovich trying to put it 3 wide. Oh. Nowhere. And I mean nowhere.
I think Chad Coleman got a good idea of what front springs that Pedro's running in that truck.
Who you want to see first? Coleman or Mojica?
Let's do Coleman.
Now that I'm curious what the underbelly of these trucks look like after the update. Oh, there was no warning whatsoever. And I think Mojica's motor blew like almost immediately on contact. You could see the smoke in the mirrors.
I mean, he hit that straight head on in the wall.
Oop, that's the wrong caution. That brought us back a little too far. Come on. Sorry, everybody. SDK had a mind of its own there. And here it is. Here's going to be that big hit. You don't even see Karlovich. Oh! Yeah, that's the motor expiring immediately. Wow. And then next caution ends the race, whether we get to the white flag or not. But unfortunately, Pedro Mojica, after having a very, very good night, his night's over to bring out the second green-white checkered attempt. Mike, this update that we got through iRacing has really changed a lot for these trucks. I know earlier on with the Karlovich situation and how he just got airborne by himself. You mentioned it before. The damage models are definitely looking better. I really think, as much crap as I give iRacing sometimes, they knocked this update out of the park. And for what I'm hearing from other drivers, they did a very good job with the oval update.
Yeah, this is probably the most realistic update they've probably done to the Truck Series in a long time. They really got the new aerodynamic map and spec working real well. I'm excited to see what it's going to be like when we hit 1.5 miles in a couple weeks at Chicagoland. That's when we're really probably going to see more of a difference on 1.5 mile track. But I mean, tonight we've seen it take effect here too, with the the side drafting with the side skirts, and trucks catching error even without anybody technically hitting them, which is something I don't think any of us have ever seen before in iRacing. I know one of our people in the chat have noticed that as well, about some of these trucks just getting airborne by themselves. So yeah, I think we're in for some realistic racing with the Truck Series going forward for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I can't wait for it. I think the real test that we are going to see, you mentioned it before we went on the air, it's going to be Chicagoland, because they made it so these trucks, per your words, can't go full throttle for as long as they work.
Yeah, and they did a lot of work to the underbody of these things, especially with the springs too, which we'll get talking about more when we hit the 1.5 miles.
Another thing, iRacing does not have a DVP, and EJ O'Rourke is back on the racetrack with a modified. It is literally a modified. He can get a good lap or two. He can at least get one position, because it's it. We're done after this one. If he passes Richard Beasley, he'll go to 26th. But if Richard Beasley... Actually, no, they're all on the lead lap. I was calling that because they didn't cross the line yet. So yeah, EJ has a chance to, even with that beat up of a car, make some positions and try to salvage whatever he can. Oh boy, this is about to be wild, everybody. Let's hope we can finish this under green. But stay tuned after the checkered flag when I talk to our podium finishers. Thank you to all our sponsors. Go check them out in the description of this video. Pace car is off.
And this is going to be it for the final time tonight. We're going to get the green flag.
Definitely going to talk about a little bit of this tonight.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Fuller with a great launch on the outside. Sean Macklin and Karlovich on that outer lane. You have Byron Daly, Doy Woods, and Jeff Ryan on the inside.
Everybody trying to hook up with the dancing partner here. Guys switching lines, trying to hook up with somebody to get to the front. The back half of the field is a little bit more spread out than I thought we were going to get. But we're going to go 3 wide. That's Wesley Donaldson pushing Eric Arnold there. Oh, this is getting tight, AJ.
Yes,
Can they make it to the white flag?
They're already getting squirrely. Fuller to the middle.
Oh, this is going to be close. We're going to
Opens
get
up
to
the
this
door
white
for
flag.
Doy Woods.
What's the
Dual
white flag
popsicle
sponsored by?
sticks up in the air. White flag sponsored by Wrestling with Nerds. Great podcast.
Oh, we're
Go
going
check
4
it out.
wide. 4 wide to the top. Glenn Campbell 4 wide on the top.
Jeff Ryan popped the apron, thought he was going to wreck the whole field. 4 wide can work, just very sketchy doing it. Fuller in the middle with a push from Sean Macklin.
Oh, Nelson Rivera sideways back there.
Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
hard crash.
What?
They're wrecking
Donaldson
behind
wrecking.
him. Oh,
They're
oh my
all
goodness.
wrecking. Fuller
Multiple.
goes around.
Oh, whoa, Fuller's upside down too.
Wesley Donaldson comes through.
Jeff Ryan, he's going to try to door slam him.
And Donaldson is going to win.
Holy moly, what a finish.
We have a whole turn 3, turn 4 to go back and watch, but correct me on your iRacing. Does it give it to Wesley Donaldson?
It does. Wesley Donaldson 1, Jeff Ryan 2, Nelson Rivera 3.
All right, let's.
And how about that? Your pick winning and my pick finishing 3rd out of that.
Where was Donaldson when this all happened?
Oh my god, I don't know who that was. I think that was Byron Daly doing like cartwheels
1,
back
2,
there.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Eighth?
8th, maybe
I got
9th if
eighth.
Karlovich is right before him. But let's just watch this craziness happen in front of him. There goes the 09. That's all fine. We're going to go back to that because even more happens there. Oh, there goes Fuller and Arnold. Macklin in the wall.
Oh my goodness, what an impressive
Now, I
move.
don't see them penalizing the 3 at all because he was kind of forced there to miss a wreck. But
Holy schmoly.
let's back that up. Let's.
I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Byron Daly or what, but somebody was going up over on top of people.
Oh, this is where Joey. Oh, I thought that was going to be a bigger one.
What did I tell you during the commercial break? I said somebody's about to go 50 feet in the air in this last lap.
Yeah. Not close. I just want to see who piles in on this because we know multiple people. There it is. There's the other stuff we saw.
Oh, there it is. It was Glenn Campbell and Brian Macklin. They're both on top of people.
Oh, boy.
Glenn is like upside down, like driver's side window.
Ground sky, ground sky, ground sky. View from Glenn Campbell here. Not good, not good. All right, not bad, not good.
Oh my goodness.
You know, good thing I don't watch these videos in VR. Now you said Macklin was another one?
Well, Macklin pile drived into Glenn. Oh my goodness!
Oh, who kills that inside
Oh, and he
wall
got
over there?
he got killed again. He was against the wall and he got killed again.
I'm trying to figure out who just killed that inside wall over there. Is that
Oh yeah. Who killed that inside wall? I don't know who that is. Is that?
Fuller?
Oh my goodness, we got to. He's the one that really took a wild ride. Right when he thought he was going to win the race
He
too.
is leading the race, coming out of 4. Has a glimpse of the tri-oval.
Oh.
Wow. But Donaldson is going to win the race
Insane.
in the membrane.
Well, we have Wesley Donaldson in the waiting room. Should we pull him up? And AJ, you want to take a crack at it?
Let me get ready for that. Get the right one? I did. Yeah, pull him up here. Wesley, it's AJ and Mike in the broadcast booth, pal. Coming out of 4, you were 8th or 9th on the board. But you end up scooting by all those issues, coming home to win the first race of the playoffs in the round of 16. Congratulations. How does it feel?
Oh man, it's fantastic. I mean, I was hoping to come out of here with just a decent finish. Seems like I tend to run well in these super speedway races, and then something always happens, end up finishing like 25th or something. But yeah, I've been trying to get the monkey off the back to win one of these truck races for a while. So that was my first career truck win. So really happy about that too. But I think the move down the back there, I was on the high side, and high lane wasn't quite moving, but neither was the middle too terribly much, and I moved down to the bottom, or not to the bottom, but to the middle there, and that was what kind of saved me from getting in the first wreck that happened when Byron and Bobby got together, and then the seas just kind of parted once Fuller and whoever wrecked right up front there. I kind of saw my life flash before my eyes though when
Pretty sure
Doy
multiple
kind of
people
came.
did.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But Doy came up and clipped me there right at about the start of pit road, and I was like yelling. I'm like, "Oh, please no, Doy, don't do that." But I see Jeff coming up the inside, and I'm like, I got to door him here. Like that's the only way I'm gonna keep this advantage. But that was fun though. That was a lot of fun.
It was a very competitive race, a very fun race it looked like. We go to the wonderful track of Richmond next week. Completely different. What are we gonna see from the 91 now that he's got a win under his belt?
I think we just got to keep the momentum rolling. I mean, it's still kind of a mystery as to how everything's going to be with this new truck update and everything. Um, I like racing at Richmond, so hopefully that still translates. And like I said, keep the ball rolling and hopefully end up in victory lane again.
Well, I know it's your business, and I know how much you like plugging it and how cool I think it is. Why don't you plug your sponsors before we let you go celebrate a win here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway?
Yeah, well, for one, I'll say thanks to everybody here at Sim500, all the admins, everybody who helps put this stuff on every single week. It's a lot of work that goes into it. Thanks to TranService for sponsoring the series. And then shout out to my Instagram page, WBD Diecast, where, Instagram and Facebook at this point. But I make custom diecast for current day NASCAR, Cup, Truck, Xfinity, ARCA. And I can also make iRacing paint schemes as well in 124 scale and 164 scale. So if you ever want anything done, you can hit me up in either one of those places.
You hear that, everybody? Hit them up.
Yeah.
They're actually pretty dope to look at, and they come out very, very well. Dude, we'll see you at Richmond next week. Congratulations once again on surviving turn 4 all the way back to the line and winning tonight.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you then.
All right, that was Wesley Donaldson winning here tonight. Let's talk to Jeff Ryan. I'll take this one so you can get Nelson Rivera.
Okay.
Jeff Ryan, it's AJ and Mike in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy, friend?
Sir.
Dude, out of 4, pure chaos. Awesome to watch from all the way on top of Talladega Superspeedway in the press box. But holy cow, you were not really in the bingo card to make it through all that, and then you made it through all that, and you and Wesley just drag race back to the start finish line. How was that? How did the race go? The floor is yours, sir.
All right. Well, we got thanks to team name guys. I was racing with them, and we had a strategy. We were all going to be low on fuel, and turns out that we decided to pit, grab enough fuel, get back out, and then we all drafted, and then we ended up with another team out there, and we pulled back up on the leaders and got back up there. And then right there at the end, it was, when we were coming out of 4, it was all about, where can I go? Because I saw them wrecking. I was like, well, I can't push my teammates. So I was like, well, I might have to go low and try to find a hole. And all I could do is drag the brake a little bit and just look for it, and finally found a hole, got through it. And it was a drag race, between me and Wesley.
It did. It looked fun. That 3 was everywhere tonight. The strategy call was it all works out when that caution comes out for everybody. But dude, we go to Richmond next week. What are we expecting from the number 3 heading towards a 0.75 mile racetrack?
It's just, try to get that top 10 finish at least. I'm not very good there, but I'm going to try to at least get in the top 5 if I can. So it's going to be, we're going to try to point it in that direction.
Got any sponsors you want to plug before we let you head out tonight and celebrate a second place finish?
Yeah, thanks to Unacceptable. Thanks to Sim500 for putting this on. It's a really good race league. There's nothing else out there that even comes close.
No, there really isn't, and I am very grateful to be able to broadcast it every Wednesday.
Yep.
All right,
Thanks,
Jeff.
man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Great job. Great second place finish. We'll see you at Richmond next week.
All right. Thanks.
And driver number 3, Chevy Silverado, starting where he finished. That was Jeff Ryan. Well, Mike, here's Nelson Rivera. All for you. Your pick. Go for it.
Nelson, it's Mike and AJ in the booth. You got us.
Hey, fellas, I got you.
Whoa, man. Pure chaos, like AJ just put it, off turn 4 that last lap. Talk about your run to 3rd place there, escaping all that chaos, and talk about the last half of that race too, because you had about a 15 to 16 second lead and had to come in and pit there to top off with fuel.
Well, it wouldn't be Dega, right, without a finish like that. That's your typical Dega finish. Yeah, I got lucky with that long run. I missed my window a couple of times when a couple of groups pitted for fuel, and I was trying to save and I couldn't save, and I said the hell with it. I'm just gonna try to lead as many laps as I can, see if I can get the most laps led bonus point, and then come down when I absolutely have to for fuel, which I did with about 4 to go, and really at that point just hope for a yellow, and that's what happened. The yellow came out, and I got a second wind, and then the rest of it is just hang on and try to avoid problems.
Well, as we put Talladega in the rearview mirror, and we're going to Richmond next week for the second race of this first round of the playoffs. Give me your thoughts as we go to Richmond next week.
I mean, it's nice to get this finished tonight and start the playoffs, with some good points, because Richmond is hit or miss for me. So hopefully we have another good run, but yeah, I don't really know what to expect, especially with the new physics with the truck. I don't know what to expect with that as well. I mean, I did notice a slight difference tonight, but I guess I'm going to guess that we're going to notice quite a bit of a difference next week. So I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah, I think everybody doesn't know what to entirely expect with these iRacing update for these trucks with the new aerodynamic package and springs and all that fun stuff that they changed on these trucks. Before we let you get out of here to celebrate that P3 finish, anybody you'd like to thank sponsor-wise?
Yeah, team sponsor LaRue. I had a couple of teammates tonight that came out, especially John. John doesn't, Schweikart doesn't normally run the trucks every night or every week. So he came out tonight to try to help me. It didn't work out, and Robert Friery got caught up in a wreck there. So, but they, their support is much appreciated. Obviously, TranService for sponsoring the league, and you guys for putting on the broadcast.
Well, Nelson, congratulations again on that P3 finish. We will catch you next week at Richmond, all right?
Yep. Thank you, fellas.
Nelson Rivera, P3 finish. Great interview, Mike. Dude, take us home, pal.
Well, AJ, that was impressive and probably the most wild, chaotic, strategy-filled Talladega that I think you and I personally broadcasted together. I mean, that was incredible. I mean, start to finish. I mean, what a way to kick off the playoffs. Let's go to Richmond, and let's see what's gonna happen there. Because you go from a big 2.5 mile super speedway to a short track. Oh boy, short track tempers, AJ.
Yeah, it's I'll equal it out to like a baseball analogy. You have a pitcher that throws 102 for 4 or 5 innings. Everybody has an at bat. Then you have a pitcher come in that just throws change ups at like 72 miles an hour. It's gonna screw up their timing completely. So they're gonna have to put a lot of work going from a big super speedway to a tiny 3/4 of a mile racetrack, like you just said. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our whole comment section, our chat section. You guys were great tonight. Even you, Rambler. Even you. Hit that like button, subscribe, follow if you're on Facebook or Twitch. We'll be back. Next broadcast is Monday for the Extreme Forces Racing League. They continue their playoff run. But if you're looking for Sim500, you don't have to go far. Next Wednesday, we'll be at Richmond. Stay safe, stay cool. Peace out, everybody, and I hope EJ's okay. He took a big hit.